Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, we've got some breaking news to get into late on this Thursday night. Even though it's past 10 o'clock, that does not stop Brett Veach and this front office from making more moves to make this team better. You guys are listening to the KC Sports Report. My name is Michael Darcy. Hit that like button on this video and subscribe to this channel for more of the best daily Chiefs content on YouTube. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this report. Coming from Adam Schefter, he said that defensive end Charles Omenihu is returning to the Chiefs on a one-year deal worth a maximum of $7 million. So the Chiefs got their defensive end. They're bringing back a familiar face. And guys, I'm not sure how you're feeling about this signing. I think the Chiefs just had a fantastic offseason. I mean, they really were able to address every big need. Going into it, we knew they needed a left tackle. They got Jalen Moore. They needed a linebacker. They brought back Nick Bolton. They needed someone to, line up at edge. Now they're bringing back Charles Omenihu, and I feel really good about this team going into the NFL draft. And I think that the reason this is such a good signing is now the Chiefs can go into the draft and truly take the best player available. Because you saw the Chiefs this offseason, they signed players at positions they were weak. They didn't have a left tackle. They didn't have a defensive tackle because Derek Nottie went to the Jets. Mike Pennell, still a free agent. They signed Jerry Tillery. They just brought back Charles Omenihu. Now you've got a defensive tackle, a defensive end, a linebacker. The Chiefs have addressed so many of their issues, and now they go into the NFL draft and they can take the best player available. And yeah, they probably still need to address edge rusher and probably defensive tackle, but it's a good draft class to need those guys. And I think that I feel much more confident about this team going into this season, knowing they have a veteran like Charles Omenihu on this roster, because outside of Charles Omenihu, you got George Karlaftis, who's fantastic. Mike Dana, he's good in moments, but you didn't really have anyone else that's proven because Felix Anudike-Uzama, he's a big question mark. And so Charles Omenihu being added back to this group, it makes the defensive line better. And really the only question that I have is, can he stay healthy? Now, you saw that he was coming back from that ACL tear. He missed the first 11 games of the season, and he wasn't bad, in the rest of the games. I'm looking at his stats right now. He was someone that was able to make a small impact, but he didn't make the greatest impact. He had 4, total tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. Charles Omenihu is known for, forcing fumbles and stripping the ball from the quarterback. But I do think that given a full season, if we see a entirely healthy campaign from Charles Omenihu in 2025, this contract is a steal. And it says it's worth up to a maximum of $7 million. The way that this was phrased, and we don't know the contract details behind it, I have a feeling it's probably not very much money. I'm sure that base salary is next to nothing. The guarantees, probably next to nothing. This is probably very heavily incentive based. And I think that for a player like Charles Omenihu, kind of voiced some very strong words over Twitter earlier this offseason about the negotiation process and not knowing if he was going to be back in Kansas City. I think that you saw as free agency developed, the market wasn't there for Charles Omenihu. I think he was looking for a multi-year deal. And when that wasn't in the cards, he decided to come back to the Chiefs, which again, I think is a fantastic thing. 1 year's up to $7 million. Not really going to find that for a veteran edge rusher who knows this system. He's made big time plays in an AFC championship game. He had that strip sack on Lamar Jackson back a couple of years ago. And so I love this signing. I think that it was cheap. He knows the system. He's a Spags guy, and he's got some unfinished business. You heard him on the Kay Adams show earlier this offseason, kind of talking about how he is hungry to get back on this team and hungry to go out and, finish some business, as they would say, because you saw in that AFC championship game where the Chiefs beat the Bills, he was crying on the sideline. Basically, like, I can't believe that I worked this hard And now I get to play in a Super Bowl. And then he had to be consoled in the Super Bowl because he, like most Chiefs fans, including myself, could not believe Chiefs went out like that. So I think this is a very good deal. It is going to be something that really the only question I have is, can he stay healthy? But I think the Chiefs did a fantastic job this offseason of going in free agency and signing players so you could play tomorrow. If the Chiefs had to play football tomorrow, I would feel confident about their team. And to the people saying that the Chiefs didn't get better, all they've done is brought back the same pieces. Those same pieces almost won a Super Bowl last year. So yeah, they almost did bring back all of the same pieces. Those same pieces should be good enough to go back to the Super Bowl and potentially win it. So I think this is a fantastic signing. I think for the value, they didn't overpay. They got him on a great deal. And this is something that I think if the Chiefs do end up having some postseason success and going back to the Super Bowl and rewriting history by winning it, I do think that Charles Omenihu is going to play a part in that story. I do want to talk more about how, the Chiefs are bringing back a lot of the same pieces, but we'll do that right after this ad break. The Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is the place to be. With over 1,500 slot machines, 35 table games, 4 restaurants, and a new ESPN Bet sportsbook, there are plenty of ways to find your fun. For more chances to win, follow them on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the Rice Real Estate Group, Kansas City's premier partner in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you'll receive a tailored experience designed just for you. Specializing in residential, commercial, and investment properties, the dedicated team over at the Rice Real Estate Group helps guide you through every transaction, including navigating those short, complex sales. With a commitment to personal one-on-one service, they will ensure that you are supported every step of the way. You can achieve your goals with expertise, care, and a customized approach that truly makes a difference. Ready to make your next move? The Rice Real Estate Group is here to make it happen. For more information, call 816-819-9333. Huge shout out to the sponsors that support this channel all off season long. But getting back into the question, not really the question, but I don't want to say the concern, the criticism of a lot of people around the NFL is that the Chiefs did not get better this offseason because they did bring back most of the same pieces and they lost Justin Reed and they lost Joe Thuney. I made a video talking about how Colin Cowherd was basically writing this Chiefs team off, saying that they're not going to be good enough to, make a run next year and that the dynasty's over. We seem to hear that every offseason, but I think that you saw last year the Chiefs were dominant. They lost one game in the regular season before deciding to lose to the Broncos in the final game. This team, even if they have a drop-off, could still be the number one team in the AFC. And I think the Chiefs are in a better position because you can go into the draft and, again, take the best player available. But I think that Brett Veach is going to pick players that are closer to being a starting caliber player in this league rather than a developmental guy, because we've seen Brett Veach almost take swings at players that have super high upside and they end up not working out. But I think that he's going to be more motivated to find guys for the future, find the new core of this team. And I think that even if he swings and misses in this draft, the Chiefs could go out with this team and compete for a Super Bowl now that you have Charles Omenihu back on this roster. So I'm super enthusiastic. I'm excited to see what Charles Omenihu could do if he does stay fully healthy. But Chiefs Kingdom, I'm not going to lie, this was absolutely the news that I needed to see tonight. My Kansas Jayhawks lost in the NCAA tournament. I know Missouri lost to Drake as well. So if you're a college basketball fan of a team in the Midwest, like, Kansas or Missouri, not a great night for you. So this Charles Omenihu news really cheered me up. And I do think that he is going to be a great piece, a great addition to this Chiefs team in 2025. So Chiefs Kingdom, that is all the time I have for this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more daily Chiefs coverage. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video. And as always, go Chiefs.